1 second, hang on. I totally thought I had more time than that when I started brushing my teeth. Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy whatever day it is today. One of them, I'm sure. How are you guys doing? Did you see which movie they announced yesterday? I did not. I have no earthly idea. What did I watch yesterday? We watched The Birdcage, 96, Robin Williams, Hank Azaria. It was good. I can't believe I've never seen it before. Birdcage is great. I was like nervous about it because of just when it came out, but it was very funny. Kidman and Bullock. I have no idea. Let's turn on some World of Warcraft. When I think Sandra Bullock, I think Miss Congeniality. Love that movie. And when I think, I don't know why I was trying to think of Julia Roberts movies when you said Kidman and Bullock. When I think of Nicole Kidman, I think of Moulin Rouge. And Nathan Lane was able to come out because of that movie. Wow. PM2. Don't know what that is either. But I'm not always good at thinking of things, so it's okay. We're all good. Welcome back. I haven't touched WoW or this computer since the last time we spoke. I am slowly getting further and further behind in a large list of things that I really should be doing. And at a certain point, they're going to reach a critical breaking point, and I'm going to have to either do all of them or just run away into the woods. This we can leave on right here. Let's do some Undermine weeklies. That seems like a good idea. Sisters, Witches. Oh, Practical Magic 2. Oh, I see. Not to sound curmudgeonly, but does that need a sequel? I kind of feel like it's perfect as it is. We're really pulling at old threads here. Woods are nice, and there is nothing super critical in the woods. I mean, yeah. True. Okay. Good. I was gonna clean my glasses because my dog licked them, and there's like a special kind of mark that I can tell that Moosey got me in the face because of the way that the water streak is in my glasses. They have 3 books for it, and I want to say one of them is about the daughters grown up. All right. Okay. All right. I will get on board if there is pre-existing literature. I had no idea it was based on a book. I only saw Practical Magic for the first time like this year. I've just been, I don't know, digging through old-ish movies. Well, the ish is doing some heavy lifting there. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Ophelia. Somewhat recognizable name with somewhat big actors attached to it. Mm-hmm. When was the time I saw Sandra Bullock in something? I must have seen her in something. I've seen Nicole Kidman in a bunch of stuff. But all right, let's see here. I want Goblin Reputation, and it's kind of like an atonement thing because I did not remember. Well, actually, it's not even true. I did remember. I just did not do the second batch of world quests that spawned last week. Also, here we go. I just didn't do them. It was Monday night, and I was like, oh, if you want to do your Goblin weeklies, you should do them because, or like not the weeklies, but like the world quests that would have spawned on Friday night. I was thinking if I want to do those, I gotta start. And then I said that like to myself while I was booting up Animal Crossing, and not doing it. So it can't be that important. But I do want to do it because I want to keep working on I'm going to do Undermine World Quest, so that seems like a reasonable weekly to choose. Yeah, we want Goblin Rep. I am working on the Bilgewater Cartel. We are currently 6k revered. Seems good. I was going to get a cartel contract, but it occurred to me that we don't have those for that thing. Yeah, it's a nice amount. Oh, nothing super critical you're missing in WoW. I see. I thought you meant there were no entities in the woods that were going to overly judge me. And I thought, yeah, that's probably fair. You know, even if you see a cougar, I don't think they're going to give you a hard time about like your deadlines. I think they're just going to decide whether or not they're hungry. Turn this one off. Let's go pick up all our weeklies and our chat list, which I think is another thing I did not end up doing last week with chat lists on alts. If I want to do that achievement, I need to stay committed to it because it seems like a really easy one to kind of run out of gas on. Okay, there's our weeklies. Let's pick Bilgewater.
Yeah, keep cool out there.
I wonder how much of this we can. Well, we're not going to get it done today, but we can make some good damage on it. Chet list. I did watch actual Practical Magic not that long ago. I did. I feel crows judge people. I think crows have just as many opinions about me as I have about them. I pass them by quite often. There's crow families that live around here, and you'll see pairs of them poking around for nesting materials this time of year. And you know, they definitely have an opinion on me. There was a period of time where they figured that they should that I might be a good source of food because I will occasionally toss a treat for my dog to go chase. And they saw me do that and they thought maybe that I would toss one for them. And then I did to find out if that's what they wanted. And then I realized instantly that that was a massive mistake. But they still followed me for like a long time before they gave up. Do I want to start with World Quest? Do I want to start with weeklies? I want to start by checking on the scrap price. The surge pricing timer. So surge pricing in 15 minutes. I think scrap jobs is a perfectly reasonable place to begin. Darkmoon is on if you want that extra 10%. Oh. Ugh, frick. You're right. I do. Hang on. We'll go get it. Freaking Darkmoon fair. How many crows minimum do you need for a murder? That's a great question. Unless you mean more literally. In terms of a verb and not a noun, in which case, one. Darkmoon fair, this way. Oh yeah, I wonder how much, I'm assuming not much, because I've been kind of split between Nightfall and, I've been a bit split between Nightfall and Goblin stuff, so I haven't exactly been grinding out market research. My Dark Fuse rep is currently still at friendly. We're 4,700 friendly. And I'm just going to fly there. I have, let's transfer it all. See if there's any extra. Nope, that's it. I have 751 market research. Wow. Holy. Remembered I forgot to use the Darkmoon Fair hat last night in Delves. Good morning. Good morning. How you guys doing? This way. This way. Might have a tough time keeping a train of thought, but we're gonna do our best. Oh, you know what I need is a ground mount. I need to ride my Spring Harvest Hawk, because otherwise, what is it for? If I'm not gonna use it at the Darkmoon Fair, then we're not gonna use it for anything. It's nice. You know what this kind of reminds me of with the baskets on the side? Is, do you ever see like a truck that has been modified, or maybe it came with like the extra tires in the back, like the double wide tires? It's just like a pickup truck, but someone has like really busted it out, or perhaps it came like that. And you're like, whoa, that truck has hips. It just looks like it's been like, and it's very comical. It kind of looks like it's got like inflated hip pads. Dualies, I see. That's not as fun as truck hips. That's what this is reminding me of. That truck's got places to be. That truck's got a hot date for a Saturday night.
Welcome.
Ride ticket book. Here we go.
May your days bring you joy.
How was your weekend? It's Wednesday. It was my weekend. It wasn't your weekend. Your weekend was a while ago. Boop. I was just imagining that making an actual sound. I don't think I noticed that the dragon has... Oh, it's his tongue. I thought it was like a party streamer because it's doing the same thing. Yeah, wide load, precisely. All right, here we go. That's done. Take me back to Dornigal. I've got goblin stuff to do. 10% rep. It's worth it. It's worth it. I went fishing. I went fishing on Monday, and it was like a big like hiking. Like I'm still kind of sore. It was good. I didn't catch a whole lot. But I had a lovely day out there. It'd been a long time since I've been to that spot and just kind of like hung up by the water. And both myself and my partner really needed to like decompress, so it was very nice. I feel like that's the perfect weekend, is to have one day where you do like a big adventure, and it takes like planning and it takes initiative, and you gotta get out there and you do something and it's exciting. And then you spend the second day just recovering from having done something on the first day. That's my perfect weekend. I'm sure some people like to do all of either one or the other, all activity or all rest, but a little bit of each is good. I want to dig dirt. I want to dig through some trash. I want to go get some garbage. Where are we in the WoW patch cycle anymore anyway? What's... I know there's 11.17 coming eventually. Do we know when, or is it still just kind of like a you know, a concept? It's a state of mind. Yeah, there we go. I wonder if I have any objectives, checklist wise. I do. Okay. So we're doing this for the list and we're doing it for the weekly. No problem. What else am I doing? Not that one, not that one. Rares usually. Rares are good. And then maybe side gigs as well, because we'll need those for rep regardless. 20th, we get horrific visions. Right, right. Okay. And some sort of twin treble thing. Is that at the same time? Are they dumping that out at the same time as the horrific visions on the 20th? Next week is turbo boost. I'm just gonna Google that. It rings a bell, but I forgot what it was. Wow. Turbo boost. Coming later into season 2. Event designed to give players a small extra boost to their... Hang on, I'm reading the Wowhead guide. To their character's gear and overall power. Boost given to hero and mythic track gear and dinars. Okay. Certain content will drop bonus rewards, and new systems will be added to make gearing more efficient and enjoyable. So we're getting puzzle and cartel chips finally, or dinars. Heroic and mythic track will have more upgrade levels. Is that the case? Yeah, extended by 2 upgrades. From 6 to 8. No more crest cap. Ooh, Warbound Valor Stones. That's the headline. That's the good stuff. Don't like the name Turbo Boost for. I think it's something to do with Discord or not something to do with WoW. Yeah, it makes me think of Twitch Turbo or of Discord Nitro or whatever. Like it didn't immediately sound like a WoW thing. Especially because like our cars have a turbo boost on them or something. I don't remember what they called it. They might have called it Turbo Boost.
Nothing good left in this file. On to the next one.
Crest cap lifted. Delve. Oh yeah, the delve thing. So we're gonna get more experience on brands. So maybe it's good that I've procrastinated this long. I've been wanting to get my brand the rest of the way to 80. I have not been doing a ton of delves in the last like 2 weeks or so. So it's you know, procrastination wins again. Do you get the chips? Do we know how we get the chips? I know there's requirements. Oh, hang on. Beginning of May 13th, a new weekly quest will be available. Defeat 4 raid bosses from Undermine or 4 Mythic Plus dungeons. Completing the week 1 quest will reward players with 3 chips. Every weekly quest after the first week will only reward 1, and you can get a maximum of 9 per character. I think you need, what, 3 per piece of gear or something like that? Okay, we're gonna do another scrap job. Am I wrong for being salty that a literal goblin patch for a horde race, we don't see horde leadership or characters? I don't think I think your feelings are valid. I think if we start worrying too much about how right or wrong our saltiness is, we can quibble that one all the way back down to philosophy levels.
Our people need to be better informed.
Horde kind of MIA.
All right, we're starting up. Let's move
we're digging.
people.
Yeah, it's true that you have to, that if you want the mythic gear, you have to kill the bosses on that level, but it seems reasonable to me. Anyway. I think you can get any of it on heroic, even if you kill normal bosses. I believe that is only true for the mythic gear where they're gating it like that. I'm not 100% though. Let me read the article before I start just like spreading imagined things. Puzzling cartel chip overview. What do we see? So there's heroic and mythic gear available for purchase. You cannot buy a normal piece even if you wanted to. There's only the two options. You can kill a boss on any difficulty for a heroic item. So if you wanted like a heroic Moxie Jug, you must kill at least normal Mugsy. But then if you want a mythic Moxie Jug, you must kill mythic Mugsy. Yeah, that seems fine. that seems perfectly reasonable. I did play Oblivion. I played it. There was a period of my life where I had just moved out on my own for the first time, but I didn't have internet yet. And I was already playing WoW at that point, but couldn't play WoW because I didn't have internet yet. But what I did have was Oblivion on disc. So there was like 2 or 3 weeks where instead of WoW, I played nothing but Oblivion and enjoyed it very much. I then spent the rest of my life on occasion going back to try to enjoy Elder Scrolls games to that same level, and found that without the actual lack of internet, I could never get into it quite as much because I would just get distracted by other games. I've never ever gotten into one to the same degree as that one particular moment in my life. The only reason we didn't in Season 4 of Dragonflight was because it was Season 4. Switched to Warlock main, so I have some gearing to do. Nice! Congrats on your new main. Scrap. 7 more minutes until surge pricing's on. Oh yeah, this one we just did. We could probably start working on a world quest or two. How many gold world quests do we have? Do I not have my world quest list on? I guess not. I guess I can look normally. Coffer key shards. Ooh, somebody's doing Darkfuse Precipitant. Maybe I can get there in time to kill it for a chance at whatchamacallit? For a chance at a... Well, now that I say it, it sounds a little bit silly. For a chance at a miscellaneous Mechanica. Wow, so exciting. You might get something that you need 113 of if you're really lucky. I'm very bad at getting this boss. I feel like the best way is to go around the building. Yeah. Good morning, Hazel. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. How you doing? Oh, I made it in time. Wow. Not that much interest in the new Claire Obscure game. I have not heard of it. Sylvax, thank you for the 16-month resub. Haven't stopped in for a while. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate it. Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. You catch me at a busy moment of my life. I'm doing actually a short week of streams this week because I'm getting married this weekend, and we've got family coming from out of town this week, so there's going to be a lot of stuff going on for a little while, and then I'm going on a honeymoon, so I'm gonna be gone for a second. Got the jailer mount last night, pushing for the last 4 mounts from dungeons. Nice, congratulations. I don't even have the jailer mount yet.
See you around.
We doing this? Yeah, we're gonna do the race. Congrats. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's so crazy that I know I'm gonna blink and it's gonna be over. Like it's so soon that it's gonna be over like immediately. Like I know that I could just like close my eyes and open them again, and I'll be like sitting right here streaming again, back from the honeymoon. Just teleport time like that. It'd be a long blink. It's just time feels like it passes so quickly. Oh, it's not a new concept, but it becomes especially apparent when you're anticipating a big event like this. What is it that I want to do? There's lots of things that we could do. Do another world quest in the area. That's how my wedding went. It'll be fun. I just need to relax. But not too much. I'm used to, I think a lot of I don't know. What am I trying to say? a lot of the difficulty for my partner and I is not that we are doing anything strenuous or difficult or wildly expensive, because we're not. We've actually kept it really quite simple. It's a very low lift event. Everything's pretty much planned. It's not hard. It's just kind of go places, pick a couple things up, see people, eat food. Like the ask is not high. But because like our regular stasis level of doing things is at a near zero, just like answering a text on my phone is usually like, oh man, that was like a big afternoon for me. Like I texted somebody back. Wow. And the level of needing to do stuff like that is a lot higher for something like this, where you've got a bunch of people interacting and crossing paths and whatnot. So it's not that I'm doing anything unreasonable. It's just that I'm not used to doing reasonable things. Cheap wedding, expensive honeymoon. Yeah, we're keeping both pretty simple because I'm trying to, the other thing going on in my life right now is I'm house hunting. I'm trying to buy a house. I'm trying to do the first time home buyer thing. And I've learned, and I knew, but I've also learned in detail that is extremely expensive. And I'm trying to save like every penny I possibly can for that. So a lot of doing our best going on around right now. Still an event with people, I get it, whether or not it's big. Yeah, I mean, normally like seeing one person on a weekend is like a big weekend for me. So seeing, even if it's a wedding of just like 20 people, still seeing 20 people is like a lot of people. Imagine all the photos are just you with your eyes closed. Oh, because I blinked and it was over. Might be. Might be. I think the one saving grace is that none of us are too uptight about like the particulars. No one is like, this photo needs to be perfect, or I need this to go this way, or I need these people to do this thing. Like there's as long as we get married, like there's really not a whole lot of, we're not really all that uptight about the details. Everything will be fine. And I think that's helpful because I feel like there's a lot of things that we could freak out about that aren't actually that important. And I'm glad that neither one of us is very worked up about them. Going to a wedding on the 9th and I can't stop thinking about it. It's not even mine. I had that thought because quite a few people are traveling from out of town to come to ours. And I had the thought of like, man, I'm probably not the only person who's stressed about my wedding. If anything, other people are you know, putting in more stress than me because they have to like travel here, and some of them are traveling with like a lot of small kids, and it's just a, you know, I have probably one of the easiest jobs. We set up the wedding in such a way that we could both kind of do the groom thing, or the stereotypical groom thing, where you just kind of like show up and, you know, smile for pictures. Dog snuck out, basically crashed the party. Oh. I did commit to a 14-day long blink. All right, that is good for that weekly. I might wait and turn them all in at once. That'll be kind of fun. Search pricing is about to begin, so I think I'm just going to start doing my jobs now because we're going to want to do 10 of them anyway for the weekly. So let's get in. We got a job to do. How does it feel putting your loved ones through that? I think they're excited to come. I think that they are. I hope that they're excited to come anyway. If they weren't excited, they certainly didn't have to. We were very clear that it would be great if anyone did, but you didn't. It's not. It's just kind of like a celebrating a special day with us thing. It's not like I will remember this forever if you were busy or something, you know. If anything, I think that not being invited to a wedding that you could have reasonably gone to and might have expected to be invited to is, if anything, a little bit worse. Oh, Incontinental Hotel. Here we go. Oh, no. I'm not turning that one in yet. I'm going to turn them all in at once. It'll be fun. I used to like doing that when I was leveling it with questing. Back in the day, is just like do as many quests as I can do and then turn them all in at once and see how far through like an experience bar I could get just with like one huge batch of turn-ins. It used to work really well with like classic era quests when you would hit up a questing hub and like strangle one or something and you would just pick up like 15 quests and they weren't wildly gated behind each other. You could just kind of do a ton of stuff and then bring it back in. Oh, T&E with the raid. Thank you very much. Welcome, raiders. Sanger Marsh is the best place to do it. We'll never not absolutely love the music in this sound. It's been fun to jam out to some actual jazz. It's been good. I've run out of people that want towels. Maybe the first people are done with their towels. Maybe they want additional towels.
Good job, Dollface. You made sure I got my cut of your tip, right?
Oh, Kinley, I'm so sorry. That sucks. I'm proud of you guys, though. Random Retro, thank you for the 57-month resub. Good morning, Hazel. Good morning. I hope you're having a lovely day. What am I doing? Did I turn off jobs? No, I didn't. I'm at a job. Okay. I scared myself for a second. Wait, no, I need my streak. One dungeon with the jazz made me think a dance-off would be more apropos than swords and magic. I actually don't know how to say that word. Apropos? Apropos? Apropos sounds right. I haven't listened to enough people talk in my life to know how things are said. Here, I can Google it. Apropos.
Great work, Toots. I hope your cut's enough
Apropos.
to pay all those traffic tickets.
Oh, okay. There you go. Solved it. Silent S. Never heard that word before. Alright, now I need to define it because it's occurring to me that if you asked me, like I know how to use it contextually-ish, but if you asked me what it actually meant, I'm a little bit fuzzy on the details. Dangerous, dangerous territory to be in. Define. Hazel's word of the day. With reference to or concerning, or as an adjective very appropriate to a particular situation. So. Yeah. This word seems not necessary. I'm starting to realize why we don't see it more often. What were you gonna say? Not a clue. I have a brain the size of a goldfish these days. What are your thoughts on the rotation helper one button option? Seems good. Seems good. I'm excited. I'm probably gonna try out the rotation helper on some of my alts. My arcane mage badly needs it. Poor guy's not gonna get the expertise he needs from me. Speaking about my alt as though he's a person. Hello, Hazel. Hello. How you doing? Happy Wednesday. I'm not doing a world quest. I'm doing jobs. Too many things. Brain size of goldfish or brain the size of a brain of the goldfish? That is a good point. Goldfish can get pretty big. I've been doing Animal Crossing New Horizons museum collecting again. Like I started a new save file a month or two ago. Maybe a month ago. And even though I said I wasn't going to worry about it this time, I have been trying to like fish and catch bugs and whatever for the museum to the point that I have put together a document and printed it out so I can cross off a checklist of the currently available things that I'm missing and have like a little notes on my table of like when they spawn without having to open it up on my phone or something. Because I really hate repeatedly loading websites that have a ton of like flashy ads on them. Where am I going with this? Oh, and in it, I'm trying to catch a Ranchu goldfish. And also, I was trying to catch a betta fish because I needed one for the museum, and then I caught it, and then I wanted another one for my house. And nothing like thinking about a fish and looking for it in Animal Crossing makes me want to keep the fish in real life. It's a strange phenomenon where it's just like, oh man, you know what I should do is I should actually have one. Not getting any fish right now, but all 65 of my alts are important. I have never played Hello Kitty Island Adventure. I once, very late at night, watched a GDQ speed run of it. I couldn't tell you a thing about the game though, except that there are people who are dedicated to speedrunning it. Really is a lot to do nowadays, and wow. I don't think I'd ever run out. I think I could play 10 times as much as I do and still never run out. What about Palia? Have not tried Palia. Couldn't say anything about it one way or another. I think I just didn't have a Palia-shaped hole in my life when it came out. Is there really any other way to watch GDQ than late at night? No, I think that's it. I think that's the one. You finished your keys or whatever it is, and then you're like, well, it's like midnight. I should go to bed. And then you're like, but what are they doing on GDQ? whenever it's up anyway. I am not doing well on this because A, I'm getting distracted by the world quest, and B, this one kind of sucks anyway. This is my least favorite. This is my least favorite of the jobs, just because I have a hard time. Maybe they're doing better now. Maybe they've fixed it, or maybe I've just found them. It is even out. Oh. I also have a completely unfair bias against any game that tries to recruit influencers to do streaming marketing. It's totally unfair because I, A, am a streamer. B, it's just good marketing. Like, it's not like a seedy technique or anything. It's just standard good marketing. But, it's, I don't know what my problem is. A few things, I'm sure. Hate getting paid to play a game. I think it's just this bias where I assume if someone is trying to pay me to play it, then it can't possibly be worth playing on its own. Like, if I didn't already organically discover it and fall in love with it completely on my own, then I must not want to play it very badly. And that's a very limited take. Like, that's not a particularly wise position. There's plenty of things that I'm sure are great that I would not have discovered organically just because I'm, like, busy or tired or, I don't know, outside.
Honey bunches, you're my favorite.
Raid Shadow Legends. To this day, I don't know what people actually do in Raid Shadow Legends. Every ad I've seen for it makes it look like a completely different game. You discover and organically fall in love with like one game every 3 years, which seems like a pretty reasonable pace, right? I think that's good. Is that not good? I thought it was good. We're only on streak 6 of 10. Holy smokes. I getting distracted. They raid the Shadow Legends. I suppose they do. There's another one. I figure anyone who has a large marketing budget must have acquired said marketing budget by nefarious purposes that are predatory in nature. Case in point, gambling advertising. Everywhere has enormous budgets. I wonder why. Where could they possibly be getting that kind of money from? Anyway, I'm in the wrong industry. But I'm not changing anything because I'm comfy and I get to sit here and play WoW on a Wednesday morning, so hypocrite. What are we doing? Venturewood. You could organically not discover it at all. Animal Crossing and Pokemon. I didn't get the point of Animal Crossing the first time I played it. I picked up New Leaf for my 3DS. And I did play some of it. But I remember being a little bit confused when I first started the game. And I'm like, so what do you do? And then I found out what you did. And then I'm like, why? I was used to playing games that had more defined reward structures and activities and progression. And the idea that you would just kind of like noodle around and like live was kind of inherently confusing to me. Back in the day, a Sims streamer fooled me into playing Raid. Why did I think this person who was paid to play it was telling the truth? I wouldn't feel too bad about that. The whole reason why companies spend a ton of money on it is because it absolutely works. It's very natural to want to believe someone that you've spent a lot of time with, or even just like engage with the link for the sake of the streamer. Like maybe you don't really care about the game, but you're like, well, I like the streamer. If they get credit for me using their link, I may as well click it and I don't have to spend money on the game or whatever. Why is a question that blows up all games if you want it to be fair. You could probably ruin your whole life with that. That's my partner's problem with it. He doesn't get the end game for Animal Crossing. Yeah. I find that New Horizons actually, at least early game, has fairly defined economic goals. I think that's what really grabs me about like the first like 2 or 3 months of an Animal Crossing save file, is that it's got that gameplay loop of earn currency to unlock upgrades some of which will be cosmetic and some of which will make it easier to earn currency. It's the same core progression loop that that ties me into Stardew Valley. Like, you don't necessarily... There is combat in Stardew Valley, but you don't necessarily need combat for a progression loop. Okay, lovely. We have done our 10 jobs. I am turning off jobs because we did enough of them. We did surge pricing. We are now doing world quests, and I'm going to go do side gigs before I talk myself out of it because I find that I tend to lose steam for them, but I do want to do them and turn them in all at the same time. This is my father's stance. He just categorically does not want to play games. I don't want to be a farmer, he said when I showed him Stardew Valley. Hopeless. Yeah. I mean, they might be onto something. People are going to live their own lives.
How you doing, pal?
Endgame finally turned me off of Minecraft. I thought it was super fun until I learned I had to fight a dragon. Considering Dave's been doing some interviews lately. He's the best. Oh. I haven't seen those. I read one profile on him like a long time ago. And I remember something about people getting really obsessed with his jacket. He had like a shearling lined denim jacket. Like a Levi's situation, I think. And he would wear it all the time. As people do when they have like a comfy thing. And people were like buying them because Concerned Ape was wearing them. Maybe that was the takeaway. It was a long time since I read it. Or maybe I just saw people like looking for it on the forums because they wanted one too. I just thought it was really cute. Ways to get around fighting the dragon in Minecraft. It's just easier to fight it. Oh. Most soul comforting games I've ever played were low budget, unknown games. Folks like him would better enjoy games without the RP aspect. Blatra 2048 surface stuff. I mean, some people just don't want to play video games. Some people don't want to play any games at all. You know, there's some people that for their leisure would prefer to relax just like with their own thoughts or like outside with their own thoughts, you know, or maybe they're into books. Maybe they're more into socializing. They'd rather go, I don't know, spend all Saturday morning at the pancake breakfast instead. And they just don't see the point. Work on a car with their own thoughts. I have a neighbor like that. Always doing something in the car. It's either a terrible car or he just enjoys working on it. Because that hood is always up. I don't think it can possibly be a terrible car. It looks nice. Yep, meat space sounds terrible. With my own thoughts? Scary thought. What if I'm alone with my thoughts and I realize that I don't have them anymore? I used to, but I burned them out of my brain with way too much internet consumption. Am I going in the cave? I don't want to go in the cave. Let's do shiny treasure first. If there is indeed any treasure to loot. Used to live next to a truck that was so lifted it was almost bigger than the house the owner lived in. I'll be back. They always come back. Who thought them first, though? How did they get in my head? Where'd they come from? WoW's an interesting one for me because I've enjoyed it for a lot of different reasons over the years. It's not ever been like one, or I guess my relationship with it has evolved. Sometimes it's been very much like a coping mechanism and like a hiding place almost. Sometimes it's been the opposite, like it's where I've done social things or, you know, content or visible work things, and then I hide from it by logging off of it, or appearing offline, but more recently by logging off of it. Isn't that a funny turn of events that you would go outside, like take the dog, go out for a walk, and talk to actual people to hide from the internet? That's so backwards. It is the absolute opposite of what it started out as. Good evening. Good evening. How you doing? Treasure? Treasure. Not junk. Don't ask where I got it. Alright, we're going in the cave. I will be in this cave. I'm going to time myself because maybe that'll help me do it faster. I usually get so lost and have such a hard time finding objectives in this place. I am literally setting a stopwatch just so I can find out how long it takes me to do 10 Kajamentals and 6 support beams. Off we go. Those don't count. There's a support beam. Hi, Day. Well, it's been sentimental to me. My mom introduced it to me. And my wife threw out. Starting up a YouTube channel through WoW. I've seen a comic recently that was a job interview. You say in your resume your strengths are being cryptic and mysterious. Could you pull that for me? No. Set the level Demon Hunter and holy smokes, fast in delves. Oh yeah? Smoking through them? I'm late. You are precisely on time. The only person who's capable of being late to these things is me. And if I do it every day, does it count? Or is that just when it starts? It was nice being outside. Did I see animals? I did. I saw seals. I saw seals swimming by. I saw eagles. There's always bald eagles out there. I did not see any otters. I saw tons of crabs. My favorite thing about ocean shore fishing is I will just find a little crevice to wedge myself into, and I'll just sit there and I'll have my line in the water, but then I'll just be like looking at the tide pools. Because if you stay very still and you watch a tide pool for long enough, lots of things will start moving that weren't moving when you first got there because they're like hiding because they can see you. Or feel vibrations or something. Anyway. So I'll just kind of sit there with my little crabby friends while I've got my line in the water, waiting for some rockfish to like trip on it, I guess. I don't know. I did go fishing. I did. I didn't get super lucky. I got like we were out there for like 6 hours and I got 2 bites. I landed 1 fish. It was a very small sculpin. So I put it back, but I had a hard time putting the poor guy back because he had kind of half swallowed the hook. So it was a bit of a process getting it out of him. And I think we eventually ended up cutting it off and let him go because we were going to, it was bad. But he was maybe this big. He hit it really hard. My pronouns are she/her. They should be a tab somewhere in the info that has that information. About the first time this year? Yeah, for me, for ocean fishing anyways. It was my first trip of the year. My fiance went out again, actually, this morning and brought back a legal Lincoln, which is the first time that we've ever done that. And I'm a little upset that I didn't see it, but also I slept in, so it was kind of worth it. And yeah, might have some link for dinner. Coffee must be prioritized. You were close to being late. Oh, you're totally fine. You're totally fine. Providing food for the fam. Yeah. I didn't think I even wanted to catch a fish that badly when I was out there on Monday, but then as hours kept going by and I kept not having a fish, I started to be like, well, where is it? Where's my fishy? Hello? I tried everything we brought with us. I tried so many different things. And no dice. It was nice to be out there though. It was sunny and warm too. I was the sun gremlin. I was protected. I had my long sleeve sun shirt and pants. I had my big old safari hat. I had sunscreened my neck and my ankles and my face before just to get the part that the hat wouldn't cover. I was ready. Because it's very easy to cook yourself when you're out fishing because you're right by the water. So not only are you in the sun for hours because it's hard to stop fishing because it's fun, but also it's going to reflect off the water and come back at you from below. All right. Did I complete both of these side gigs? Oh, I did. So I just need to make it out of the cave. I've only been in here for 4 minutes. That's actually not bad. I just need to find the exit and we're good. I don't remember doing it. I think I was too busy talking about fish. What is flammable? That is wise. Yeah, my partner's a little bit less flammable than me, but we all cook. So I make him put on sunscreen before we go so that he can at least wash off his hands because he doesn't want the sunscreen scent to get on any of the fishing tackle, which is fair, but also like I need us to live to like an old age with minimal melanoma, so. All right. About 5 minutes for those two, which is reasonable. I was worried I was going to be stuck in there for 15. 9:52. It's almost 10 a.m. Should I? Is it that important? I was wondering if I should do... I was wondering if I should do... Nightfall, because I'm streaming today and tomorrow. I guess streaming, it's maybe a bit unwise of me because I've got a really big day, but I'm going to stream for like an hour and a half on Friday. So anything that I do, and then I'm like gone. So anything that I don't do by then, I'm not going to do this week. So if I have weeklies that I want to do, I should get them done in that frame of time. Okay, so did I do all of these weeklies? I did. I think we can turn in these two. Also, we can get back on our car. And then we've got World Quest to do. It's just the side gigs too. It took me almost exactly the same time. Nice. Timeline, chop, chop. Because normally I'd be like, if I don't do the Nightfall weeklies today, then I'm got like all week. I'm probably going to get to him soon.
Come back for more.
I'll do at least one. I'll do at least one. Nice. Some gold. Happy. Some reputation. 2,200 for each weekly. That's nice. Reputation with the Bilgewater. Love that. Basically a third. And I haven't done the world quest yet. Basically doing the weeklies got me about a third of the way through Revered, which I think is pretty good. How confident am I that I can solo Slugger the Smart? Not super confident. Excited yet? Oh man, I think I'm gonna get excited. Well, I mean, it's hard to distinguish excitement from raw panic. Just in case I don't get another chance to say, have a wonderful wedding day. Thank you very, very much. You hear Legion's getting an expansion meta. I did hear something to that effect. Yeah. Both are allowed. My desire to make lists and therefore stare my dragons in the face so that I might slay them has very much been conflicting with my desire to avoid making lists and avoid confronting any quantification of what it is that I have to do, because as long as I don't look at it, it's not real and can't hurt me. I'm trying to get out of the head in the sand phase, and I'm having a very hard time because that's kind of my go-to coping mechanism. It's not going well. That's all right. One thing at a time. Quantum procrastination. I think that I am maybe the most talented person in the world at lying to myself in service of procrastination. I am very good. Like, I know that once I've actually caught a glimpse of the truth, I cannot suppress it because my conscience won't let me. So as a workaround, I'm very good at not looking at anything that might remind me of what it is that I'm avoiding. It's very don't look at the monster and it can't get you kind of thing. Wedding? Legion meta achievement. Definitely not the Legion meta achievement. That will wait for me for whenever I'm ready. I'm not too worried about anything in WoW. I'm pretty happy with my life in WoW. It's going great. I have a PhD in productive procrastination. Always works out still. I think that's a problem for me. I think it's been a huge factor in my life as to why I have such a hard time with it, is that I get away with it constantly. I have no accountability. There's no consequences in my life. I am very good at doing just enough to stay afloat without actually, like, changing as a person. I am extremely skilled at doing the bare minimum. And I don't think this is a moral failing. I think it's a very normal thing. I think that it's the human nature trying to do the bare minimum of effort in just like a energy conservation kind of way. I don't particularly judge myself for it anymore because that wasn't getting me anywhere. But, real good. I am a collector in WoW. That's how I got my degree. But hey, you got your degree. And it's funny because you'll talk to people about it and they're like, I don't think you're actually as behind as you think you are. I think you're just worrying about all sorts of things that don't actually need to be done. You're just stressing yourself out. You're actually more accomplished than you think. And I'm like, ooh, you don't know though. You haven't seen my day-to-day life and schedule. You're giving me more credit than I deserve. I'm just very good at fooling people.
Got loose, and now they're all over the place. Go on the roof and shoot a few down, yeah?
House gets clean, studying doesn't get done.
We need these jetpacks.
At least it's a clean house. I vacuumed yesterday too. I had been putting it off for a little bit and it was bad. My dog fur was spreading new dog fur. What do you collect in WoW? I do mounts, pets, transmog. My pet collection used to be the most complete version. It's fallen off a little bit because I haven't wildly kept up with all of the new stuff. I have somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,800 pets. 1881. Maybe 1880. 1879 unique pets. I have 986 mounts. And a decent amount of transmog. Not like all of it, but some. What are we doing? World Quest? World Quest. I have 18 minutes left on this, Oh, but I was gonna do Hallowfall. Okay. Alright. The World Quest can wait. The World Quest can wait. We're gonna go do the Hallowfall event. We've got plenty of time to get there. You can get there late and still finish it, no problem. Fellow collector in WoW feels so far behind. Rank 14th on Proudmoore for toy collection. That's wonderful. I'm afraid my vacuum might choke. Oh dear. I know that feeling. I have in the past done a preliminary sweep before vacuuming. Not that sweeping is going to get much, but I feel like it gets enough that my vacuum is not in danger. It's just taking the first layer off, you know. Also, I just kind of like sweeping. It's kind of satisfying and quiet. I think I enjoy that it's not noisy. Oh, I never opened my vault. Yeah, I'll take a look at my vault. I never opened my vault. Anything good? Loot spec is shadows. Fine. I don't need any more healing trinkets. I have a golden retriever. She sheds a lot. I've got a shepherd, husky, etc. cross. Wow, I didn't do any keys this week? Really? Did I not? I thought I did. Anyway. This belt's pretty good, actually, for me. It would be better than the one I have. And it's indestructible. These are also half decent. Both of them are appearances. I'm gonna take the belt. I have plenty of anxiety. It's just not about WoW. I think I've lived long enough to realize that nothing in WoW matters. It's fun, but it's fine. it'll be there when I get back. I have never missed something in WoW that ruined my life. What am I doing? I'm going to Hallowfall to do the thing. That's right. Slacking. Went outside instead. Worth it. Pros and cons of the one button rotation. I think it's great because it gives a chance for people that may otherwise have not been able to raid, or maybe felt like maybe they had a normal raid group but they didn't want to go because they felt that they weren't able to keep up for whatever reason, accessibility or otherwise. Gives people a solution without making it the only way to play. I don't see any drawbacks. If there are any, I'm sure we'll find out, but I think it's alright. Tips for doing War Within Safari. New to pet collecting. Really want to get the candle battle pet from that achievement. War Within Safari. Generally speaking, I tend to... Oh, there's add-ons that can show you where on the map the pets spawn. I don't usually use those. I usually just kind of track the achievement, run around in a zone looking for stuff, and then when I'm down to like 3 things left that I can't find, then I will look them up on Wowhead and see if there's any comments that show me like coordinates for where to look for them, or maybe special conditions that I didn't know about. The ADHD Santa, thank you very much for the bits. Appreciate it. Also, I'm not sure if I caught, it was half an hour ago, Random Redshirt had a 57-month resub. People want it, they can use it. If they don't, they don't. Exactly. I don't see, I guess I just don't see a problem. Hardest part for War Within Safari is the amalgam. Only spawns during Belladar Darkness. Yeah, I had a hard time getting that one. Not the first time around. I think I got a bit lucky originally collecting it for Safari, but I was trying to catch another one for Trading Post credit of all things. And I gave up because I thought it was going to be super easy and fast, and I could not find one, and then I eventually ended up just doing something else to finish my Trading Post that month.
Burn those defenses to ash
Okay.
before they turn
We
the
are
tide of
here.
battle.
We're picking up
For
our
the
weeklies
Empire,
and stuff.
Feel the warmth of the sacred flame.
I got another tabard upgrade or something. My Sacred Flame rep, or Flame's Radiance, is at 5, which means I could get the mailbox toy. No. 6 is going to be the mailbox toy and the pet. 5 was just the sentry title and the tabard and the buff and some resonance crystals. Stuff you can do for more trading post credit? No, I was just trying to fill my bar once. Once you've completed the trading post for the month, once you've filled the bar and gotten the end of the month reward, you're done. There's nothing else you can do for any more. There's just a lot of different things you can do to fill the bar.
A mighty
I was trying to be creative one month, I think.
Get in there, soldier.
We do have a self-promotion rule for chat. Not a
Require our support. Hurry.
not a ban or anything, but I would steer clear of that.
Flames! The Sareki gather near Mereldar. We need your help!
No, you're totally you're all right. I just I figure if I don't enforce my rules, then eventually they just won't be there. Are you excited about the housing? Yes. I'm excited in a it'll come around eventually kind of way. I'm not. I know it's going to be a while, so I guess I'm not getting excited too far in advance because I just can't sustain that level of excitement for that long. It's too much energy. But I am looking forward to it. It's the feature that I've wanted the most for the longest time.
Eliminate those
There's a bar,
Sareki
mostly play classic.
before they overwhelm
Yeah, so in your Shift J in retail will open your traveler's log. There's a bar at the top of that. I've collected it all for this month, so you can't see mine. But you can complete any number of activities to kind of fill up that bar. And when it's full, you'll get extra Trader's Tender from the trading post box. There's one in Dornigal, there's one in Orgrimmar, there's one in Stormwind, as well as a special reward every month for just having filled up the bar. Can promote my recipes for holy lentil bowls. A holy lentil bowl? Sounds divine. Kidding. RL housing. Yeah, I'm excited about that too. In a maybe more stressed out kind of way. I feel like there's fewer mistakes to make with in-game housing. But it occurred to me that, say I buy a house, and then a year from having done so, I'm like, man, I did not even think about XYZ thing. I did not consider that when I was choosing the place. And I wish I had found a place that wasn't like that because it's bothering me now, and I'd never even thought of it before. And it occurred to me that I will never be able to predict what that thing could be because I've never lived in whatever the hypothetical place is. There's things that you will only find out by experience, and no amount of research is going to prevent you against them. Even if you go online and you read through everybody's grievance with their own house that they bought, and believe me, I have, those are not things that would necessarily bother you. Maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't. Everybody is different, and the things that people find important or not important are all completely different. And the only way is to just make your own mistakes and figure out what you can and can't live with. And I think that you can probably live with a lot more than you think you can because it's just nice to be alive in the first place. Awesome. No, can't even start with how much that starts to open up for me. So I, at a certain point, have to stop worrying about every mistake I could possibly make and just accept that I'm gonna make some. And at a certain point, you just kind of have to do it. It'll be more or less fine. There will be problems, and I'll fix them. You know, just don't want property taxes. That is a fairly universal problem. There may be countries you can move to that don't have to deal with that, but at least where I live, that's not something you can really not do. One, welcome a mightier Hazel Overlord. I might become mightier. I might not. I'm starting to realize I might be exactly who I'm gonna be. This is more or less it. I just hate this one trick. Yeah. Something that helps me sometimes. I think it might give some people more anxiety, but sometimes it makes me feel better. Is thinking about how long human history is, and the history of the planet is, and the history of like evolution, and what a teeny tiny period of time I'm alive for. It just kind of contextualizes that it's not, none of this is really gonna make a huge difference. I like to think, sometimes I like to think about the planet recovering or changing or evolving after humans are completely gone from it. Because I imagine we're not going to actually explode the thing. We're just going to ruin our lives in some way that wipes most or all of us out eventually. Hopefully later rather than sooner. But that, you know, there will be like millennia after that, before the heat death of our solar system or whatever, where, you know, there's lots of lovely things that can happen without people at all. For some reason, that sounds nice.
Let their arrogance fuel your spirit, their fear guide your blade. We will stand.
How are we doing on this, by the way, collecting wise? I have 5 of 13 things collected for actual Flames Radiance. A lot of them just being like vendor toys and stuff. And for Nightfall, we're at 74% because we were really chewing through the different things that we can collect. On alts. I started doing this weekly and the dailies on alts last week, and I was getting quite a bit of progress on all of the different purple sets. I actually completed a couple of the purple sets. Feel such thoughts like I'm here for such a small time or bringing the anxiety out? I like the idea NDT had that we are the universe experiencing itself. I've never heard that one. That sounds trippy. I have not seen that TV series. Radiance event can actually be soloed by NPCs alone. Great to know for later on. That's good. That's pretty forward thinking of them to do. I figured that they would have thought of that because they made that mistake in Dragonflight of doing events that you needed other people to complete, and how awful they were to try to farm things from later on in the expansion. Will you be going to BlizzCon next year? No. I don't anticipate entering the United States for a while. It's kind of a give it some time situation. I ain't crossing that border in a hurry. I'll watch it online. I'll stream from home. I'll sit here and eat some Canadian strawberries or something. Actually, in November, not Canadian strawberries. Canadian apples. What's in season in November? What? This is really doing a number on frame rate, huh? But yeah, I'm glad they're doing BlizzCon again. Last time I went was in 2019. It's been a little bit. Although if I do get a house, I bet you I end up like digging my feet in real deep and I end up with like a bunch of animals and fish and stuff, and I don't want to leave. Find it really hard to trust somebody to house sit or look after my animals so I can go away for 2 days, so I just never go anywhere. That sounds like me.
The sacred flame blesses us with victory.
Okay.
But stay vigilant.
So
The
that
enemy
guy.
will return
Oh, I
to
got
throw
a
themselves upon our blades
Nightfall
once more.
mantle, which I had already. Those are the purple shoulders. I'm pretty sure I have the entire purple cloth set.
Victory
I
for
got
the
a radiant
flames'
buckle.
radiance.
Oh, that was
Take
for
a moment for
regular Flames
celebration,
Radiance. We picked that up
but
from a vendor.
stay on your
Purple
guard.
spoils
They'll return
contained
soon enough.
the white color of those shoulders, I believe. Not those ones. Let me see. Abbot's mantle. Yeah, the white color of the shoulders. Nice. Which I had already. I think I bought them. This is why I've stopped buying things. I've stopped buying things with the token they give you for the quest because I'm waiting until I only have like a couple of things left to get. I can see you having a pet sanctuary ranch. I don't know, but like, I don't know. For me, that would just instantly turn into hoarding. I don't have the people skills to deal with the other people necessary to look after a lot of animals and like find them homes and things. So I would just have like, I don't know, a bunch of pets. I can see a world in which I end up with goats. Not for any reason, just because. Just be a pet foster mom. Alright, there's the emblem of service.
We are the seekers of light.
Now if we look at the vendor.
Dangerous world calls for inspired solutions.
Yeah, so I have one emblem of service. I must not have spent. I must have spent the one that I got last time. There are weapons here as well. Pretty nice weapons. When I
Imperial
look
steel
at the
conquered a
armor
continent.
set for Hellowfall, we're 6 of 9 for this. So we're missing gloves, legs, and sandals. I could probably finish that today if I did the weekly on a... Well, not today, but soon, if I did the weekly on a few different things. I'll sit on the service thing, though. I'll just wait on that. It's not like she needs the gear to use for herself. And then, if I have all of this gear already, if I have the entire purple set, maybe I could get purple weapons? Question mark? Are these the purple weapons? I have the staff and the offhand and the dagger. I am missing the gavel. So if I buy that, then I really do have all of the purple priest weapons anyway. So my priest could at that point stop doing the dailies unless she wanted to do them for reputation.
For now.
I'm just trying to think this through. Gavel. Oh, and a cloak. Yes, there's 2 things it could still drop. Plus the links, though. I do still need the cat. I'm just thinking about it. I don't think it'll take super long to do. But I also want to not get super... I want to make sure I finish my goblin weeklies. And I'm about to lose my Darkmoon Fair buff. So I guess we're going to go back to Stormwind, huh? Let's use a different teleport cloak. Our first and only foster got adopted almost a year ago, and I'm still upset. I don't know how people do it. Go through so funny and escape parties, you'd never have a peaceful moment again. One of the places that I was looking at that I ended up not pursuing, but it had a chicken coop, and I was like, I wouldn't get chickens, would I? Unless. I don't want chickens. Unless. Do I want chickens? Do I want to go down that road again? And the next thing you know, you're knee deep in online videos about how to surgically operate in your hen's bumblefoot at home. I don't remember why I came here. Oh, Darkwing Fair. That's right. Mount is proving elusive. Done about 60 tries. Ooh. Haven't seen it either. A few people in chat were saying that they got it like on their first round of dailies. So it's... I mean, we'll never know the drop rate. I don't have mine yet either. I want to get my Darkwing Fair buff. I also kind of tempted to do mysterious fragments. Like take the character out to Azure Span so she can do her weekly archivist Azerothian Archives, the big dig, for 5,000 fragments, because there's one thing left on that vendor. I would need a couple of weeks to get it, but it's the last thing left, and there's something very tempting about the idea of actually finishing all that. Still haven't gotten it either. Over 30 tries. I wonder when I'm going to see it. Like, if I do get it, when am I going to use it? If I'm being honest with myself, when am I going to use it? Oh, the other thing I was going to do, I was going to go through... Oh, no, I did, didn't I? I think I did it off stream. I went through my war bank and dumped out all of the blue stuff and disenchanted it. I think I disenchanted a ton of blue things from my war bank to clear up more room for the epics that we're getting from all this Halifal stuff. Yeah, because I'm like getting rep on purpose, I'm trying to at least go back and get my rep buffs here. Getting a little closer to Flames Radiant 6, but I'm getting distracted. I want to work on goblin stuff today. Goblins. Also, this'll happen. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be finished with the rep well before I'm finished with all of the other stuff. Let's take her back to Undermine. We're going to take her back to Undermine. The nice thing about picking up these incursion dailies is that if you pick them up and you don't do them, and you go back in another day and the other set are up, you can then pick up those and do all 6 of them. Like, they don't go away if you don't do them at the end of the day. And there's 2 different sets of 3. So you can actually stock them up and do them all at once if you want. I ended up doing that a few times last week. I had it too, I forget, and they vanish. Yeah, I don't like buying hats for partly that reason. But teleporting back sucks too. I usually don't bother. I'm going to turn in some market research and see where I'm at, just because I happen to have the Darkwing Fair buff up right now.
Go patch up the leaks pronto.
And then we're going to do all these world quests. I'm going to do them. Old people killed is now 7 of 8 mythic. Is that your guild name? Did you guys all agree to be identified as such? My goodness. That's very nice. Congratulations. That's very impressive. For anybody. Age notwithstanding. I was going to ask this lady where the Dark Fuse person is, because I've like kind of sort of forgotten. It was by a barbecue. It was by a barbecue. Let's see if I remember what I mean. Let us grind for a toy we can place down and ride to get the buff. That would be so sick. I would do ugly things for that. Yeah. I think this is what I meant by barbecue. This is not a barbecue. Well, anything's a barbecue if you're hungry enough, I suppose. No, but now that you mention it, maybe we should rename the guild. Hello?
What you need?
They're watching. Keep it down.
Am I still supposed to... Here, I'll try the thing. It's gonna be a bit cheesy, but... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay.
Watch your back.
I want to know if it still works. Youngest is 40, oldest is 71. What if somebody was undercover? What if there's somebody in there who's just like 31, but they don't want to get found out, so they like look up generationally appropriate things to talk about? So I'm gonna go in the door of Sluice on an 11. We're not actually gonna do the delve. I just heard that this worked. So I'm actually gonna open one before I go in the door for a control. And then I'll open another one inside. Because we have these Dark Tooth Mysteries. So I'm gonna open one. That gave me 550 rep, which I'm pretty sure is base. We're gonna set this to 11. Enter. I'm just kind of curious. It just seems too good to be true. Oh, 675. It does give more rep. That is hard to argue with.
Smell that?
And the fact that they haven't done anything about it yet makes me think that maybe they're not too worried about it. There we go. Yeah, I got 675 inside compared to 550 outside. Not on stream. Yeah, that's okay. We're underground. No one's here, right, guys? All right, I'm leaving. Grandpa's killed his Stormwind nursing home. Since we Zoom a lot, can confirm that we are all real old people. I don't know. You're using Zoom. I could barely use Zoom.
These pipes were not rated for this.
I once entered a Zoom call with my username as the password. I had messed up that badly that I had typed what I thought was my Zoom password in as my username, and they were like, do you want to fix that? Okay, what are we doing? I'm checking my Dark Fuse rep. I think I just hit Honored, and I'm gonna go back up and see what I can get for that, because I'm kind of curious. We are at a new reputation level, and I should have earned something. Don't worry, not the only one. I just, I feel like everybody else learned how to use it during lockdown, and I didn't really have any meetings at that point, and I've only had, like, 5 of them since, and I feel like sometimes my meetings are on different services. Like, I've had them on Teams, I've had them on Meet, I've had them on Zoom, I've had them on Discord. This is the wrong sewer. Like, they're not... different people use different things. Sometimes the same people use different things at different times. So I never really, like, learn any of them. I always, for any meeting, like 20 minutes, I'll get there 20 minutes early, and I will find a way to use whatever the software is to launch, like, a test meeting or just, like, an empty one. And just so I can check my, like, mic and camera and devices and everything like that, because there's just so many things that can go wrong, especially if you're using something that you don't use all the time. What do we get? Can I afford anything? I'm honored. I can get an atomic regoblinator. 5,000. It's a good thing we're getting more resonance crystals. And then at revered, we're going to be able to get the demolisher. You need to be exalted for the coat. The coat's pretty cool. Anyway.
Stick to the shadows.
Let's pull our resonance crystals. Every now and then I like to just centralize them to one character. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 28k, so we can afford it.
Been followed.
Temporarily gobble anybody.
Keep it quiet.
Cool, cool. After over 3 years working remotely, very common for clients to have issues with the call for one reason or another, part of life. Zoom meetings reconnect every 40 minutes. You guys are having 40-minute meetings? How much do you have to say? I guess I don't have a real job. I can't talk. What are we doing? Oh, I'm checking out my atomic regoblinator. I got a new toy. I want to see it. I have a feeling I know what it does, but I want to see it anyway. So, 12-hour cooldown like the other one. Looks just like the other one. Ish. Turns people into goblins. That's funny. You could put this down and people could Is it always turning me into the same one? I know I'm getting different outfits. My hair is the same. Oh, no. And now I'm male. Yeah, so that your settings are the same. They're probably equivalent to what your character has. It probably maps over. But your outfit can change. Love this toy box. I feel like my friends, if I throw that down in a group, my friends are just going to be running back and forth over it being like, why am I only getting goblins? Because we're so used to the regular one and people like re-rolling trying to get something fun. If you use this as a gnome, I'm pretty sure the transformation toys don't affect the goblins getting upset with you. I bet you people will still bully me out here. Yep, there he goes. Rude. Quite literally, I think that's /rude. I thought they did it to everybody because I'd never not been a gnome. And I was coming down here on PTR trying to record footage of like the raid entrance, and my footage kept having goblins coming up to me and like emoting at me. Really, wow, these people are angry. That's fun. No concept of why. I bet you I have a bunch of keys saved up. I do. I've got 9 restored coffer keys. At some point I need to have, I guess after they start turbo boost, I'll have another delve phase because I want to get my brand leveled and I want to work on the achievement for doing like 500 bountiful delves. Also 250 bountiful delves. That will come first. Also, I want to, once I get my brand leveled, I want to try underpin again. I need another underpin phase before the patch ends. Delve Week Brain gets 25 this week. Overcharged delves are coming, but those are next patch. That'll be cool. It does all kind of flow together after a little bit.
Wait, you
There we
found
go.
how
330 rep.
They are
Pretty
lucky
good.
Bilgewater's good at getting things fixed up.
Balloons for gold. 1, 2... There's 2 gold world quests. I have 4 miscellaneous mechanica. Wow. Look at me go. So excited. What am I gonna buy? Oh boy.
Let me know how it handles.
What's the damage?
These are fun. I like these because you could slow yourself down at any time to make them easier by using the flail arms button. But for some reason I take that as like a personal failure. So I never do anything but steer. When you don't really need to do it this way unless you're going for the achievement. But I do it every time I'm doing a world quest. I guess it would get it done faster, assuming that you don't miss.
You made it. Any injuries? No? Ah, bad.
The Pope's chimney stream. You should watch the movie while you wait. I watched it recently. I forget what it's called though.
Go on the roof and shoot a few down, yeah?
It was decent. It was alright. Conclave, that's right. I wanted to call it Carnival, and that's not what they're doing in there. Different word that starts with a C. Yeah, I do love Stanley Tucci. He was very good in it. It might be. Yeah, I mean, the doors are closed. Who's to say? I did finish You. I liked it well enough. I thought it was wrapped up reasonably, in a reasonably satisfying way. If I was going to be nitpicky about realism, which is always kind of a dangerous road to walk down with TV shows, there are some things that maybe bugged me a little bit about the last couple episodes, but it's one of those shows that I feel like you just have to kind of enjoy for what it is without wanting it to make wanting it to, you know, pass forensics.
Oh, that was great.
Yay, Cracker, thank you for the 54-month Reese. Appreciate it. I just think it's kind of cool that a show actually, like, ended, like, on purpose. Didn't get canceled, didn't run out of steam, didn't think they ended and then take money to make more seasons, although I guess we'll see, but, like, they actually wrote an ending and finished it and put it down and put it to rest. I feel like that's a very hard thing for shows to do these days. Am I doing the world boss? No. No, I'm not. We can do this one, though.
Darkfuse is sending their best to try and make trouble for us. How many of their best do you think
Watch them make a
adds up
spin-off
to
where
one of
survivors
you?
become crazy. I don't know about that. Starting Wheel of Time, see why people like the story. Nice. I wanted like a short, lighthearted show, and I have a really hard time sticking with comedies. But we turned on North of North, which is a CBC original that got picked up by Netflix, at least in Canada. I'm not sure if it did in the States. And it's actually been very funny so far. I've been really enjoying it. Wondering about that one. Yeah, I wasn't sure what I was getting into because I don't know. I guess I was worried it was just gonna be like cheesy, but it's funny. It actually made us laugh out loud like quite a bit. A friend of mine recommended Formula One, not new, but I haven't seen it. I'm now curious. Yeah, I think it's probably good. I tried watching it and I ran into a hard thing where like, I like sports documentaries and sports docu-series, even if they're about sports that I know nothing about. But I had just a tough time with the driving one because of how much money goes into the cars it just seems. And I'm not gonna get on a high horse about like wastefulness or anything because that's a world that nobody wins that argument. But like, it was just. I just couldn't stomach it. I was like, you guys just spent how much money on that car that you did what to? I'm out. I'm too broke for this. Fabricated drama. I mean, that's television though. I'm not against. I mean, I watch reality TV sometimes, so I'm not against some fabricated drama. But I know it's really, really popular right now, so it must be doing something right. Did I do the world quest? Yes, I did. Husband watches the F1 season proper, so he rage quit the show for making stuff up. Yeah, I can see how that would be really annoying. It's like when you've been using Reddit to get info on like everything, and then you finally like stumble into a thread about something that you actually know a lot about, and you're like, oh, these people are just making stuff up. These people are just confidently wrong. And then it just kind of kills the whole thing. This is, I don't even think for reputation, but it just sounds so credible. Oh, I'm still in this group. League party. Stanley's doing a Tucci in Italy show. Sad you finished. Is it gonna be like a reality show? Is it gonna be Stanley, like, just eats food and goes around traveling and stuff? I mean, he's in a bunch of stuff, but that makes me think of his role in Julie and Julia. He played Julia Child's husband in like the flashbacks. More of him eating food, which I'll enjoy. I liked all his other cooking shows too. Nice. I'm glad there's some people out there that at least appear to be living their best lives. Doing it right. What else is there to watch on Netflix? Well, we started North and North. I don't know what we're going to watch after that. We watched the new Black Mirror season. I enjoyed that, although it damaged me, as they do. Never seen Arcane. Not really my thing. I did not see the series Julia about Julia Child. But yeah, Netflix is like a really big box with a lot of stuff in it. And it's very dependent on what it is that you actually like. I feel like the kind of things that some people like are going to be slop for other people and vice versa.
A lot of Venture's bombs are past expiration and too dangerous to keep around. Grab a diffuser,
Target
get
it
'em decommissioned.
and... What? I'm sure Arcane's wonderful. Lots of people have said so. I'm between books again. I'm resolved to not getting anything new, so I'm just rereading things I already have, but I finished my Magician's reread. So now I'm kind of bouncing around between a bunch of stuff. But I've got a pretty good backlog, so I can just kind of pick things up and reread them. I have that same experience, Effendal. The frightening thing is that some of
Somebody's gotta maintain
the
safety
research that I've
protocols
read
around here.
about
Job.
the brain and psychology, like some of the pop psychology that I've read, has led me to believe that I am not as immune to the things that I read and the media that I consume as I would like to believe. There's kind of this fantasy that you, scrolling the internet or whatever, are in a glass bubble and you can read things and they won't actually affect you. You're just finding out more about them. You're just getting information. They're not going to change your influence or impact you in any way. Because you get to decide for yourself what you believe in and whatnot. And that is to some extent true. You can read lots of things without like buying into them, but that doesn't mean that they didn't have an effect on you. And it's kind of a hard truth to swallow, especially if you're like a compulsive reader. You know, I'd love to say that reading dumb things doesn't make us dumber, but I don't know if I really believe that anymore. I don't think it makes us irreversibly dumber. But, I mean, anything else in life that you don't use, you kind of lose. So I don't know why our capacity for abstraction or deep thought would be any different. I'm terrible though. I like to scroll and read articles and read news as like a getting out of my own head mechanism, and that's very dangerous. That's very addictive. Because it's like always available, and because it doesn't have any like apparent physical effects like a substance addiction would, it doesn't seem as dangerous, which makes it a lot easier to just pick up and be like, oh, this is fine. If I want to do this, it's just relaxing. It doesn't matter, even if I know very well that's not actually the case. Okay, I did all my world quests. Wow, look at me go. How is my reputation with Bilgewater? Oh, pretty close. 5k. That'll get done next week. Maybe even later this week, actually, if I actually do the second set of world quests. Although, I don't think I'm going to get around to it. Unless I come home for my wedding and I'm like, sorry, honey, I have Goblin world quests to do. I know this is the beginning of our hopefully long and happy marriage, but like I've really got some reputation to get. Would you be interested in a book about time traveling to save Gershwin? I'm not sure what Gershwin is. I don't love time travel as a narrative device. It can be used well, but it's often just kind of clunky. Okay, we did it. We did our goblin rep. What is it that what else do I want to do before I get too busy and forget to do it? There's a question. There's the question. Magnifaction, thank you very much for the 4-month resub. You're the best, Hazel. Oh, shucks. No, you. George Gershwin, the musician. Oh. Sorry, I live under a rock. I'm still carrying around Delver's Bounty. Do I want to do the Nightfall dailies? Maybe, yeah. Maybe I do. That's not a bad idea. Oh, I forgot to do, I forgot I was gonna do the big dig. I guess I could still do it at 11:30. There's still time. I feel like in the last couple of years, and it's been slowly happening over a long time, but there's this very pervasive sense of the internet and consumer technology just being not fun anymore. The dystopia went a little bit too mask off, I guess. And I don't even feel like I'm on any of it anymore because I want to be. Just because I'm like, it's just a habit, I guess.
Word of your triumphs has already spread.
Not WoW though.
Thank you.
WoW's still fun. There's still good things being made. It's just tougher to find them. And I feel like scrolling and consuming content and consuming media is a lot. Like it's even lower lift and it's even like more passive than playing games is, so it's more natural to gravitate towards it when you're tired and worn out, which is always. Well, I could get 835 gold if I do that. What did I say I was doing? I was gonna do my delve. Oh yeah, I've got time. So I was gonna do my Nightfall dailies, and I can do them on a couple of characters. So I'm heading to Hallowfall. Let's fly there. Becomes habitual so people don't even realize they're doing it. Yeah. It's hard to break habits like that too. Even if you know exactly what you're doing and when you're doing it and why you're doing it, it's still hard to break those habits. Should I change my character from Tauren to something else? And if so, what? Do you like being a Tauren? I tend to make new characters instead of race changing existing ones, because I find, just for me personally, if I have race changed a character, it's very hard for me to keep that connection with it. It doesn't feel like my character anymore. In the past, I have just started new characters from scratch rather than race change existing ones. But it's a very personal decision. That's just me.
The sacred flame is powerful. Even those outside our faith can wield it through the use of holy oil.
Original made from vanilla, so I don't want to make a new one. What if you use transformation toys to see how you feel about running around as different races? Things like the Atomic Recalibrator, Coin of Many Faces, Regoblinator, for example. Like, there's probably different, you can kind of try out different things that way and see how you feel about the animations and whether or not the character feels more right to you. Oh, it is the Ajkahet ones. I should have just taken the portal. XP buff, perfect time to try new characters. Yeah. I would err on the side of leaving it, but it's completely your choice. Oh yeah, glamours. That's right. You don't even need to do random chance with recalibrator. You could buy glamours to transform into a specific race and try it out. That's a great idea. I forgot about those. And I'm an enchanter. I make them. Okay, I'm going to grab the elixir and I'm going to look for elites is the thing that I learned when we're trying to figure out how to do these more quickly. I am doing these dailies for chances at the cat mount primarily. There's also 2 more pieces of mog I can get from this box that I need. Not many, but a couple. Oh, invasion plants. Burn the invasion plants. I wonder if you have to burn them all to summon the rare, or if just 1 or 2 of them does the trick. Oh no, this isn't it. This is just stuff. It's so nice. It feels so summery outside. Alright, where are the elites? Where are they? Okay, I guess these are all elites. Where are the big ones? $16, 24% per. What about these guys? I want to do one of them before I pull a bunch. My AC blasting because I'm a polar bear. I love these quests that make me use a torch or a flamethrower to burn paper, but I'm a brewmaster monk and I breathe fire on barricades. Yeah, I wonder if fire mages and jester locks also feel like a little bit silly doing those quests. I am a flamethrower. Why do I need one? This race changing my oldest character. I'm good with leaving it and making ults. Might be annoying that I don't have something unlocked. They have increasingly made those unlocks account-wide. There are definitely still like the occasional annoying thing that you will miss having done on one character, but there's really not that many of them anymore. I find that I more miss, like making a new character, I more miss the, I guess the memories on the previous character and my attachment to the name than anything else. Yeah. Exactly, and it's only going to get better as time goes on. It feels good knowing that I'm pretty much... I think I'm pretty much done leveling ults for this patch. I think I have enough to be getting on with. I think I have enough to... Oh, no, I need one more. I forgot. I need a leather wearer. It's going to be really annoying to collect the purple leather Hallowfall set from this if I don't have a leather character leveled. And I don't have a... I have like 6 alts, I'm pretty sure, and none of them wear leather. Gosh, I forgot about that. Okay. The character is going to have to do quests. They're going to need to be able to do damage. Rogue, Demon Hunter, Druid, Monk. Those are our leather classes, right? Those 4? There's nothing else? Rogue, Demon Hunter, Druid, Monk. Moonkin is probably the easiest. I should mention I'm really biased against Moonkin. Of all of the DPS specs, I feel like Boomkin is the one I am least likely to play out of all of those. If I play a monk, I'm intrigued by trying out Mistweaver monk, but it means that I would need to do damage as Windwalker monk, which is A, melee, B. Although, I know that Boomkin is the only range spec. But anyways, it's melee, but it's also melee that I've never really fully understood. I haven't really figured out Windwalker monk. Something about not repeating abilities. My Mistweaver era. But I can't do these these dailies as Mistweaver. Not very effectively, anyway. Not compared to being a DPS spec. Damage pretty intuitive? Okay. I suppose there's always, by the time I get done with it, I may very well be, whatchamacallit, I may very well, head empty. What happened? Where'd my thoughts go? Oh, the rotation helper might be out. By the time I get leveled, my rotation helper might be all set. Okay. Monk, rogue, demon hunter, or druid. But I think druid's out because I don't really... Well, I could be feral druid, though. I could play feral. I could, like, level Barnacles and be a feral druid. Although I think I would pick a different druid just so that I don't accidentally start vendoring Barnacles' speed set. I think he is committed to being the farming druid. I need something that can collect the leather stuff. Monk can kind of face roll and be fine. More so than Demon Hunter? I like Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter's always been that spec that I've never had an earthly clue what I'm doing on it, but things seem to die anyways. It's kind of like Paladin in that way. I just log on to it and I just press anything and then things die. And when I say anything, I mean anything. Yeah, I'll have to think about that. I'm not going to start it today or anything. Probably. Most likely. Right now for class choices, I just want to know what I can actually solo the elite rears and undermine on. Yeah, item level will factor into that too. My priest can pretty much do it. Almost. My priest can do it with cooldowns. Being a lust class would help because then you could lust yourself. Okay. I'm gonna open all 3 boxes at once so that I can maybe get a cat. You could also open the boxes one at a time and get a cat, but I like doing it all in one go. Like Demon Hunter, I like jumping around feeling like I'm doing a lot of Demon Hunter. My Demon Hunter is fun. He's named Night Flame. I've played him as a very straight-faced emo boy. Night Flame takes Demon Huntering very seriously. Havoc just got buffed. Intriguing. And then there's Rogue. You know. What do they do? I've got a very cute Rogue. Her name's Ripsy. She's a gnome. I think if I was to play Rogue, I would play my gnome Rogue. I wouldn't worry about anything else. 2%. That sucks. Night Flame to farm Nightfall. True. Does kind of go. If I was going to play a monk, I have Molly Wobble. She's a mechanome. I could also start a new one. Although I don't think I'm gonna. I think I want something easy, straightforward, uncomplicated. Already level 70. Molly Wobble is a name. Yeah, I was going for kind of an alliterative thing. She's Mistweaver. No, she's Maw Walker Molly Wobble, the Mechanome Mistweaver monk. There's a lot of M's and a couple of MW's in there. Outlaw feels like too much for me. What are they doing? I don't know, and I don't like it. DH level through pet battles only, level 70 with level 10 gear. Holy smokes. Oh, hey, a big guy. There's an idea. Kind of thought that big guy was going to give me more credit. I should just pick one of them and start gathering. Just start herbing and mining. Not even worry about it. was the one with Roll the Bones, right? Do they still do that? You'd think they would be popular in Undermine because, you know, it's the Galage. What better place to roll the bones than the casino? Druids can turn into birds, though. I could be a bird. Unfortunately, yes. Oh, I see. Yeah, I think if I was going to do Rogue, I would try Subtlety just to figure out what it is, what it's doing. I'm kind of leaning either Feral Druid or Demon Hunter right now. Sorry, Molly Wobbles. Favorite class is probably Fury Warrior and Arcane Mage. Feral is Beast, get it? Mm-hmm. I see what you done there. I think this should be enough, huh? Maybe I'll get the kitty. Love to see you play Havoc. Just leveled 1 for the first time. She's my favorite. Havoc is the DPS spec, right? Vengeance is the tank one? I get them mixed up all the time. Is Arcane Mage tricky to play? I don't think so. I think I'm just a bit thick about it. I think it's tricky to play very well, but you could say that about almost any class. Skill ceiling being a bit high. Okay, so we're gonna get back up to back up there. I'm gonna find a flight path to take, I think, and then take a short break while my character is flying back up to Flames Radiance. You can easily fly from Hallowfall up to, or from Ajkahead up to Hallowfall. I'm just like bad at finding the door. I don't know. I'm not good at it. Forgot how fun Death Through is. Yeah, Warlock's really fun. I will be right back. Okay. I'm surprised I'm still flying. It's a ways up there. It's like all comfy and warm in here. I wonder if I'm finally getting into the season where I don't need to wear a coat all the time. Getting into t-shirt weather. Maybe t-shirt with layers underneath, but still. Counts. Close enough. Actually never rolled an S-Priest. Ooh, I love S-Priest. It's really fun. Different versions of it have sometimes had a problem where it plays very differently leveling up compared to endgame, but I think they maybe smooth that out at some point. I actually really like current Aflock as well. That's one of my alts.
Prepare yourselves.
Oh, hey, the event's starting again. I'm going to get in another character and I'm going to do the weekly. We'll open these boxes real quick. But then we're hoping for a cat. Cat. Nope. Cat. Nope. Nope. Nothing that we needed. But that's okay. We got, I think, another rep level. So, I'm just going to walk over to I'm going to do my paladin. Want to roll one during Legion Remix. It's a good plan. Half-Life has too many buttons. Decent amount of them. Oh, he's already in Hellowfall. That's good. Look at him go. Yeah, I think maybe I'll level my Demon Hunter. I just need to put him in a funny outfit that makes him feel different from other Demon Hunters. That's the thing that I usually struggle with, is I always feel like my Demon Hunters are just very Demon Huntery. Like they feel more like their class than they feel like my character. But I think I could probably fix that if I put him in something goofy. And I have plenty of Mog from the Trader's Post and similar sources that I think I could stick him into. Make him feel a little bit like himself. Right for the win. Yeah, this is one of my favorite alts. I thought I was going to end up playing Prot, and I have played no Prot. I have been just slapping people with the ore. I can't believe he's at a level 650. My alts have been getting to 650. It feels like so easily, especially now with the, now with this. Just veteran gear in every slot, no problem. Play a red pal named Boomageddon. Nice.
Burn those defenses to ash before they turn the tide of battle.
Just starting to pally, time to smash things. I'm surprised I didn't spend more time on them before now. I guess it's just because it's melee. I am very inherently biased against melee just because I know how much I like ranged. So I do want to make sure I get the purple coffer. The reason I'm doing my paladin first is because he's my only plate character at 80, so if I want to be collecting like the white quality plate set, this is kind of my only chance at it, whereas for male, like I have a bunch of different hunters that can all do it, so they'll get more rolls at it in the week. Gotta bounce. See you later. Have a lovely day. Do you think we're gonna make it? Oh yeah, we're gonna make it, no problem. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was looking up to see how far along I am with the Hellowfall set. Hellowfall play gear. Oh, hello kitty cat, you wanna come up? Yeah, so we're 5 of 9 for the white color, which is, and then 7 of 9 actually for the purple one. That's kind of surprising to me. I must have gotten quite lucky about getting different different items to drop from the dailies that I did. Hi. How are you? So the white quality gear, you can buy it on a vendor with the token that you get from the Invasion Weekly, and it can also drop from the purple chest that you get for doing the invasion. Now that I say that, it occurs to me that even without the weekly, you could probably do the event multiple times in a week on the same character to get more of that purple chest for the random drop. That sounds true. I haven't tried it. I don't see why it wouldn't work that way, though. Otherwise, it's 2 pieces per week, 1 chosen and 1 random on a character. How you doing, kitty? We had the cutest snuggle. I was I watching a movie? I think I was watching the movie last night, and she got up on my tummy, and then she kind of like got on her side, and then she put like a paw over me and like a big hug, and then she just snuggled in and fell asleep, and it was so cute. Come back over here. Waves of spiders.
Those crawlers are up to something. Destroy the targets
Use
at
torches.
once.
Hello? I love cats. I love all cats, but I love this one best. You're such a sweet girl. I know it's just kind of how pets work, but I often feel that she is nicer to me than I deserve. Like, she seems to really love me a lot, and I haven't really done anything in particular aside from just, you know, the regular stuff. He's so cute. He's my favorite kitty friend.
Is that the best warrior they can offer? Get in there and show them the strength of the flame.
It's really cute. Her and Moose have been very cute. I actually got a tiny video of him giving her big kisses while she was sleeping. She didn't even pick her head up. She's like, yeah, all right, fine. Love me. I get it. He's been doing that for a while, but I don't usually have my camera handy to get a little video. When I was at the ocean, I saw seal babies. There was a pair of seals, and they had 3 little ones. And I didn't get a really good look at the little ones because I'm pretty sure the parents did not want me to. But you could tell, I had binoculars, and after they'd gone past, I saw them all surface, and you could tell that there was like a little bobble of smaller heads behind them. How are you? How do you feel about the 1-button rotation thing? I'm well. I feel good about it. Seems exciting. I am very happy that it will be there as an option for people that need it. Collect. Oh, throw them into minor keyflames. Oh, I'm pretty sure I've just been chucking them randomly. Although I got my service reward, so I'm pretty sure I can just like hang out now. There's no real reason for me to do the rest of this. We can open these. Oh, I got a pole arm. Nice. Okay, so those chests all... Oh, that's a nice one. I have those weapons as well. And a sword. Lucky. I had the sword already. It's cool, though. That's a nice appearance.
We've got them on the run.
Kitty, you've got a sharp nail. I need to do your nails. And then I got the sword again. Ow, no. No, I had that already. Oh, no, I did. I have 2 of them now. I have two of the same sword in my bags. Do I need it? No, I have a champion best in slots. I don't need a sword. Will it update with the meta? General rotation. We will find out. I am expecting it to be somewhere in between. I think it'll be pretty general, kind of like how the starter build that Blizzard gives you for talents is not generally the meta build. It's just preset and suitable for most content. I'm expecting the preset rotation to be something very much like that. I wouldn't even be surprised if they want you to use the starter talents to use it. I don't know how much it's going to adapt with different talent choices. We'll find out. I don't know why I'm finding these things so hard. We can just wait. Oh, did I get it in both colors? Oh, I think I did actually. Hang on. You're right. I got 2 swords, but I got them in both colors. I got the white one and the reddish looking one. Not too bad.
We face the last gasp of a dying empire. Do not relent until the battle is won.
I think after this, I'm gonna take my priest to the Azure Span so that at 11:30 I can hopefully remember to do the Azerothian Archives dig, because if I don't do it today, I don't think I'm gonna get around to doing it this week. I was just kind of thinking about the rotation helper some more. I was thinking about if it's going to be a pretty reasonable bar, like a performance bar, to reach the point where you are on a new spec outperforming it, if that might be satisfying. Like maybe you start a new alt and you're using the rotation helper and you do that for a while and you find out how much damage you're able to do, and then you like make a challenge to outdo it with maybe more meta talent choices or rotation choices. That would be kind of a fun moment, the moment that you realize that you're taking your training wheels off. When you might not have gotten on the bike without them in the first place. Could happen. One thing I don't think that it's going to do, though, is I don't think even the rotation helper that's just like flashing up your next move, I don't think it's really gonna teach me that well. Because I think as long as I'm relying on it, I'm not going to necessarily learn what's coming next. Maybe I'll build some muscle memory. But I don't know. I don't think I'm going to learn a whole lot. I don't think I'm going to like memorize the rotation that way. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll find out.
The sacred flame blesses us with victory. But stay vigilant.
Oh, I got a shield. Okay, so the boss can drop things as well as the chest. I think I knew that. And that's purple stuff. So I got the shield in purple. That's nice.
Victory for the flame's radiance. Take a moment for celebration, but stay on your guard. They'll return soon enough.
And in that satchel, we'll have our service emblem. So we've got one of those. We could trade it for if we wanted one of these things, but I think we're just going to wait and see if more of them drop. That's not the helmet. That's kind of cool. That little scarfy situation is actually part of the chest piece. I thought maybe that was part of the tabard, but that's neat. I think that's a detail around the neck there that actually makes the set look a little bit more... I'm trying to think of a word that's better than good. It makes the set look more good. Recommend. Alright, so I want to take this character and do those dailies for the chances at the cat mount, but I want to also get my main out to the Azure Span to remember to do my Dragonflight weekly for Azerothian Archives, because I'm almost done with them. I'm so close. I just need the hat that has the buckle right in the middle. It's like the dapper hat. It's like 12.5k, if not 15k, though. Got my verdant skitterfly, so happy. Congratulations. I love those mounts. That's one thing about turning on arachnophobe mode, is that you get more of them because some of your other mounts turn into skitterflies. Thank you. Okay, so if I wanted to go to Azure Span, I need to go to probably Stormwind and then Dragonflight. Oh, no, I could port to Brackenhide Hollow as long as I'm not going to need that teleport. That'll work. Dragonflight. Brackenhide? That's in Azure Span, right? Or maybe not even that one. Maybe, what was it called? Not Academy. Azure Vault. Yeah, that's got to be pretty close. I don't remember where Brackenhide Hollow is. I know that you had to go into Brackenhide Hollow to get like that poisoned altar to craft some things on, and I just never crafted them. I just didn't do it. Even after people could drop the portable ones, I still didn't bother. I just lived without it. I can't believe I hadn't thought of using that dungeon portal for that reason before. I know sometimes I'm a bit nervous about blowing dungeon teleports early, because, you know, they're down for 12 hours as long as you don't do a keep, but usually I'm not teleporting anywhere in the next 12 hours. Wow, her bags are a mess. I guess I've got some warband stuff I can stick into the warbank. This also doesn't begin for another 12 minutes. I could probably do a daily in the meantime. Just have her out here ready to go.
Have you
Pick up our
uncovered
weekly.
something new for us?
Maybe clean out the bags a tiny bit. auto vendor a couple things.
Salama Ashalanore.
Chuck a few things in the war bank. Yeah, look at all this extra room. I got rid of the non-epics. Nice. I'm gonna put my one crackling shard in here so I don't have to carry it around. It's just one. It's not happening anytime soon. I'm gonna have my work cut out for me as the expansion starts to wind down later. I've got so many just like grind mounts that I haven't finished yet. Alunira and the one that I'm grinding the Nerubian Chitin for, whose name escapes me because it's been so long. Alright. Do a daily or two while we wait. We got 10 minutes. We're heading down into Halifal. We could probably just head down the hill. I like the random favorite mount button because there's plenty of mounts like this that I never would have thought to pull out that are kind of fun to see again. I like him. He looks friendly. One thing I haven't had is I have not had rarity turned on tracking my chances at the Void Scarred links. So if and when it finally drops for me from these bags, I will not know how many it took. I do not have any kind of account. I have not been keeping track at all. Whoops. People are going to ask, or maybe I'm just going to wonder, and I'll just be like, well, it took some. It took some tries. This way. I like the ones that are up in Halifal a little bit better than these ones. I feel like the Halifal ones are a tiny bit faster. It is nice to be getting resonance crystals for this, though. That is one thing that I think it's maybe occurred to them a little bit, is that yes, they're adding a ton of things that are costing a lot of resonance crystals, but they've at least given us some more sort of throughput of them as well. They seem to come pretty readily from these activities. I wonder if we're going to get Flames Radiance to 6. No, we're at 6. We're not getting 7, though. Ooh, I can get a new pet. And maybe the Lynx Whistle toy. I wonder if it's worth it to spend all those crystals. I know I just talked about how quickly I'm getting them, but they're probably going to want 5,000 each, if not 7,500 for one of them. New pet, though. Oh, a Dissenter. Those are good progress, and they can drop stuff as well. They give rep. Yes, 100 rep. Oh, he doesn't have, oh, it doesn't matter. I was going to say he doesn't have his Dark Moon Fair bonus, and that is true, but I don't care. I got it on my priest. That's good enough. That'll do. I just got to keep an eye on the clock and make sure that I get log back over to my priest right around 11:30 for the dig. We've got a hat to work on. I think I'm just really enchanted by the idea of finally finishing something. I have so many things I'm halfway done in this game. It would be so fun to have something actually, like, done. I'm halfway done, like, a bunch of goblin stuff. I'm halfway done Flames Radiance. I mean, I suppose I'm finished with... I'm finished with, like, the original Renounce, of course, of War Within. But I don't think I've bought everything from them because of how many resonance crystals it was going to take to get all of it. least we're getting gold as we work on it. All these things are giving us chunks of gold here and there. I kind of miss when they would sell you the epic gear that's on the rep vendors. You know how you get like a piece of veteran gear at one level and then later on they might sell you a piece of champion gear? I kind of miss when you could get that kind of thing back in the day with just gold, you know? Like if I could spend like 4,000, 5,000 gold, it would be nice if you could use gold or resonance crystals for some of it. I guess it would make things more complicated and maybe more confusing. There's just so many things that eat resonance crystals that it gets hard to budget them for stuff like that. I apparently, and I'm sure the actual number is a bit lower than this because it might be double counting some things, but I apparently still need another 400,000 resonance crystals. And that's down quite a bit. I feel like it used to be at 500,000. I've made some progress. Nice. Okay, that one's done. 11:24. We've got a little bit more time. Yeah, I'll turn this in right here.
The Emperor rewards the faithful.
Put my box up here so we can open it later. Oh, I just remembered about the weathered satchel gear we were working on last week too. We're only 77% through this stuff. Ends May 14th. Okay, so if I want to get those things, and I want to get them on stream, I think that's my job tomorrow. I think that tomorrow's stream is all about getting as much of that as humanly possible. Just brute forcing it if need be. Because I'm not going to be back. I'm not going to be back while that's still up. We're running out of time on those things. I mean, it's not that they'd be gone forever if we can still get them from like the Time Walking Q box, but that seems like a really tough thing to farm them from. I'm almost done with plate. One more weapon. I ought to do one bag on my rogue. Just to try for that agi weapon. That seems like the most likely way to get it. Here, we'll leave him 30% done this and we'll go try that before the dig starts. Got the golden Snorf capybara this weekend. Silly name. Cute pet. Congratulations on your Snorf. You're logging out? Yeah. So I'm just going to get one bag on her. Try and get a agi dagger from the weathered mysterious satchel. There's the bag. Nope, I got a vest, but I needed the vest, so that's good. That's good news. I'll log her out right there, no problem. One piece off the list. Nobody else can even get the daggers, I don't think. Agi 1.8 speed daggers. I think that's just rogues. Like other people can equip them, but I don't know about having them drop for your loot spec. See what this character gets. We won't do all of them today, but we can chip away at a couple of them in between these things. Just for a couple extra chances, because these are kind of a guaranteed box. Plate-wise, we're just missing bracers and a helmet, so that wasn't super likely. I guess if I wanted to work in this list, I would do leather and male characters. They've got 4 pieces left they need each. I wonder if they would ever bring this leveling event back. This may not be our last chance to get these things. I bet you if they brought the event back, they would do the same bags? Same appearances, maybe? There's no way to know it for sure, though. I feel like this one particular spawn of this poor creature is the one that I've been killing more than anything else. That and the fish. That's a ring. It's no good. Alright, it should be just about time for the big dig. At least we got one piece. I might actually get leather stuff. Oh, maybe I should work on leveling my rogue as my leather character tomorrow, because she can get the dagger while leveling. It would be a double whammy. 2 birds, 1 stone, if you hate birds kind of thing. Because I want that dagger transmog plus a couple more pieces of leather from the mysterious satchels. She could get them while she's leveling from 70 to 79. And I need a leather character leveled up. If I do the demon hunter, they can also get the leather gear, but they cannot get the dagger to drop. So their rogue would make sense. I would just need to make sure I'm not outlaw loot spec. Birds aren't real anyway. Can't prove it. This should start any second now. I have about 2,000 mysterious fragments on me. And we need the last thing that I'm missing from this. The very, very last thing is this hat. I need 15,000 mysterious fragments so I can buy this hat.
Stay.
You can kind of level alt with Nightfall. I was talking more about the Winds of Mysterious Fortune event. But you can actually do Nightfall on a sub 80 character. They can do the event. They won't get the weekly, but they can get the bags to drop, and they'll just drop level 80 gear that you can't wear yet. Still work on it, but you can't wear it until you finish leveling. It does give some experience, though. It's not the worst way to level. Yeah. You can also do the daily quests, but it's pretty slow to do so on a leveling character unless your gear is very good or you have other people that are also fighting all the mobs that you're choosing to fight. Talk to Neropin to get books. I'm going to do as many jobs as I can to try to maximize the tomes and fragments that I'm getting so that I can hopefully get this item in 2 weeks instead of 3. 15,000 is a lot of fragments. One. Hello, Hazel. Hello, Icy Lemons. How are you doing today? It is warm and sunny here, coming to you live from Victoria, BC. I'm doing all the weeklies I can squeeze in and like some last minute stuff before the event ends because I'm only here for half the week, so I'm trying to get anything that feels vaguely important or like it would be easier if I did it this week. Here too, huzzah! Get a dip down by Friday. They just want to make sure that you really appreciate it. Doing well, thank you. Glad to hear it. Up again. Gotta love springtime. It's been like unfairly beautiful here. It's so nice. It was so pretty out by the water on Monday. the shallow part of the water was like blue-green like the Caribbean. I didn't go in because it's still cold. It's a trap. But it was so beautiful. The seals looked happy. I'll open all the tomes and items and stuff after the event. See how many fragments we get. We're starting at about 2,000. I get happy whenever I see anybody else doing this event because it makes me feel better about still being here doing it. Like, I'm not the only person that both didn't finish and still cares. There's not, I think, a huge amount of people that fit into that Venn diagram of didn't finish and still cares, but it's not just me. There's at least one other person out here. That these tomes are actually coming a little bit more easily as well. I don't know if it's from other people in the area or if it's just maybe the jobs count for a bit more. Maybe I'm just really good at doing jobs. It's gonna be a little bit sad when all this is over. It was a nice transmog set though, the like the historian set. Azerothian Archives? No. Oh, that's backwards. No, I don't remember what the name for it was. Maybe it's only in Better Wardrobe and Transmogs. I remember the first color of the set came pretty easily, just from doing this. Like, it would just drop from the boss and whatnot. This seems to even go faster as well. I guess there's 2 of us working on it. That sounds really frustrating. Congratulations. Thank you. How long we got left here? 3 minutes. I just need to remember to go to the boss at the end. I've definitely messed up before. I just get carried away with a thought or a story or just doing the jobs and don't notice that it's the boss is spawning until it's dead. It can die pretty fast. When is the last stream? I'm going to try and stream for a half stream on Friday. That'll be the last one. So I'll do today, tomorrow, and then a halvesy on Friday. Just like an hour and a half. Make sure I've got time to get things together. We will make calming noises. Like the ocean. Whoosh. Just think fortuitous thoughts. Everything going right.
Greetings, one.
Oh, these guys are hungry. Do you want this? Take the soup. You must have eaten. Caw, wrong bird, maybe. Haw, haw, haw. It's the ravens. I love hanging out by the ocean because you'll just get ravens all day. Hope you'll post wedding pics somewhere. I haven't decided if I'm going to or not. It seems like kind of a private thing to share. Especially because they're going to have, generally speaking, other people in them. Maybe if there was one that was just me. But even then, I don't know. This is wedding day, not content. But maybe I'm being too uptight about it. I don't know if it's that important.
Tell me of your troubles.
What bird is that, Day?
I can always find the funds for a new expedition.
Attempting a cardinal. Oh, sounds like a cardinal. Yo, Uch, I got it. I haven't even introduced you guys to my fiance yet. I was gonna set a sub goal for it. I just never did. Alright, 46 seconds. She did say it in the message before. Oh, I did not catch that. I was very impressed. You could have played dumb. You would have gotten away with it. I would have believed. You're like a bird maven. You're the raven maven. Or cardinal, but that, doesn't rhyme as much. And it could become your meet the husband sub goal. That's true. Yeah, I guess he's still gonna be here, hopefully. Not getting rid of him or anything. Oh. Long-winded plot to take half of my cat. Thank you, Mr. Smith. All right. So, how many fragments? 117, 60, 40, 100, and then another item or two here. There we go. Plus the weekly. Might not work as an idiom. Don't like to show myself in borrowed plumes. It sounded like an idiom. I can't say that I've ever heard it before, or that I really know what you mean, but it sounds wise, which I think is important. Alright, perfect. We have 8,720, so roughly, yeah, we're about halfway there. If we get that many next time, oh man, I'm gonna be like 1 or 2k short. I should probably do a world quest, but yuck, no thank you. Let's go and do... I'm going to finish Anthus's Nightfall stuff because he's already like 2 of 3 quests done, so I just got to do the 3rd quest and then turn it in. Or maybe 1.5. But then I think I'm going to spend the rest of the stream trying to... working on the Hallow or the Weathered Satchel gear because it's occurred to me that that's going to go away a lot sooner. That's like a much shorter time frame for us to get that in. And I've been making good progress on it, so it'd be great to actually finish it. But this first, we're going to get 3 more chances of the cat. Well, the Lynx mount. When people first started talking about getting the Lynx, I thought they meant like LINKS, as though they wanted either like computer links to visit a website, or they wanted like cuff links. Or like chain links for a fence. I was very confused. I did not connect it to the cat at all. Luckily, I've caught up. How much do you think we can get away with pulling here? We'll be all fine, right? Ooh, quite a bit. Not bad. I don't want to present others' achievements as my own. Adorn oneself with a stranger's feathers. Oh. I don't know if we have like a local, at least a North American phrase for that. I think we're just too used to taking credit for any accomplishment within credit range. It does fit with the bird theme. I'd like to imagine that we don't have a phrase for it because we don't have a problem with it. Turn this one in.
Greetings, outsider. For the Empire.
I take credit for my dog being cute when I didn't do anything. People go, oh, what a beautiful boy. And I say, thank you. Thank you, you're right. Oh, I haven't flown around in this thing. Ooh, this feels weird. This is Awakening the Machine mount. Ooh. I don't know if I like it. I'm sure it was designed with skywriting in mind because they made it, you know, recently, but the lift up thing feels a little woogly. I am gonna try and stream at least a half day on Friday because I think otherwise I'm just gonna be sitting around stressing out. It will be a busy day, but I think it'll be good for me to get on for at least a little bit, and that way I can say bye properly before I go away because I'm probably not gonna be back until the following, like the Saturday of the following week. Cat went to the vet for the annual. And when the vet complimented her teeth, I was so proud, even if I had nothing to do with it besides feeding her. We will miss the stream. I'll be back in no time. I would say tanned, but probably not tanned. Hopefully well rested. Can 100% take credit for Moosey's cute. I mean, sometimes his coat looks nice because I brush him. I've been brushing him outside every chance I can get to get as much of his undercoat off as possible. But it never ends. Like, he always has more to shed. I feel like at a certain point he's going to run out of fluff. And I'm going to go to brush him and I'll just be like, oh no, he's bald. Hasn't happened yet. He just keeps, I don't know. Can you tan? Have you ever been tan? I must have tanned as a child. I believe I used to get tan lines in the summer because I wouldn't really wear sunscreen and I would just run around outside all summer. At the time, it was seen as a desirable thing to do. I would for sure tan in summer as a kid. I, at a certain point in my early 20s, changed my mind about the business and have not really meaningfully tanned since. Doesn't tan, only burns. I am vulnerable to burning, but I definitely can tan. There is a midpoint. Where does it all come from? Just grows and grows and grows. I always have dog hair all over my clothes, but it's my own fault because I just hug the dog. It's funny, I have a lint roller that I keep handy and I'll like roll it all off and then I'll be like, oh, but I want to hug Moo Bear. My plop plop. I'm very mushy. He puts up with a lot. It's just hard not to hug him. He's very huggable. He's a good hug shape. Especially when he sits up straight, you can just kind of wrap your arms all the way around him like a person. Kind of blood test saying I should get more vitamin D. Doctor ordered me to get more sun. Look at you getting medical attention. Good job. You can get out there. You can get some doctor ordered sunshine. It is free, which is nice. The sun, not the medical care, right? Sometimes the medical care. Got prescription vitamin D last time I was at the doctor's. Oh, there's another dissenter. Yeah, it can drop the stuff. These are worth fighting if you find them. Why have I bubbled? I wasn't even in danger yet. I suppose it's fine. Oh, it's dead. Didn't think I could solo that. There you go, a little rep. Okay, let's take him back to turn it in, and then we'll open all 3 boxes at once. It is not a good way to live your life, and I don't recommend it. But my bar for seeking medical attention is I look at whatever's wrong and I go, am I gonna die? Like, if this happened to me in prehistoric times or like deep in the woods, on a scale of like 1 to dead, how dead am I? How likely is this to turn into a much bigger problem? Like, if I just like tape it up, is it gonna go away more or less? Like, yeah, not great. Something I will work on at one point in my life. It's nice to leave some self-improvement projects for later use so that you don't use them all up and then have nowhere left to grow in your life, right? Struggle to keep good insurance and doctors going. I think I really need to. Yeah. You lose quality of life in small doses, just get used to it. It's just not very easy to access routine healthcare right now. The process for, it's not impossible, people definitely do it, but it has enough barriers to entry that it's very hard for somebody with as much anxiety as I have around that kind of thing to overcome, to make appointments for stuff. Are there enough doctors around? I would have to leave the province. I might even have to leave the country if I wanted to find a place that has doctors. I don't think I'm likely to see a doctor in person anytime soon. There just aren't any. Or if they are, they aren't taking people.
May the shadows pass you by.
I don't think that's something I can really find with my house hunt. Yeah, it does suck. Big problem. I don't know, maybe we got a new government. Maybe they'll do something. I think they've been trying to do something for a long time. It's just a hard problem to fix, I guess. Okay, any kitty cats? Da-da-da, da-da. Nope. Not a cat. Not a cat. Not a cat. Bummer. Oh well. Got some more stuff for the war bank. I'm gonna leave him right here. I'm gonna see if I can squeeze any more transmog pieces out of the thingy. You go to the doctor shop and redeem the doctor vouchers. I just need to get on board with telehealth. You can, there's, I don't know if they're free, which is part of the problem, but there's some services that you can contact to get like on a list for like a call with a doctor. Canada's better about healthcare stuff. I mean, it's great in that if I get cancer and I need chemo, it's not going to like put me into debt or anything, hopefully. What's not great is that if you get cancer and you need chemo, you might not get it in time. Like, that's a problem that happens. It's kind of a tough thing. There's a system's a little overburdened, I think, or underfunded or something. I am not equipped to talk about it. I know that walking clinics used to be kind of like your go-to source of getting like regular day-to-day healthcare without a doctor. And because nobody has doctors, everybody's using the walk-in clinics. But then most of them have closed now. Or they'll be like call in only. But if you don't call, like they run out of appointments very quickly. So you might not be able to get in that way. You just have to keep trying every day. What are we doing? We're going... But it is possible. People do manage. I'm just not trying very hard because it all seems very scary. Okay. If the province will pay me $1 gazillion, I'll come work in Victoria. Have you thought about becoming a doctor? I think part of the problem is that it's not profitable. I think it's very expensive and very difficult. And I think some people that become doctors here end up working elsewhere because they can do better, which is, I think, maybe also a problem. I don't know if that's... I'm, again, really not equipped to discourse on this. But yeah, I don't know if medical school is my... is the move. Oh, mysterious drill tip stave. Profitable eventually. Write about nursing. Paid poorly. I need a gazillion dollars. Listen, I'll be fine. I'll just be careful and I'll keep duct tape around. And, you know, if something happens, then I just wasn't meant to live. You know, nobody lives forever. If alone has taught me anything. You know, alone taught me that people are not meant to survive in the woods alone. Oh, the duct tape fixes anything.
Everywhere I look, I see something that needs cataloging. While I'm busy here, do you think you can document along the river?
I will say that I probably make healthier lifestyle choices than I would have otherwise, knowing that that I am unlikely to seek medical care unless it's like a real emergency. Not that you can prevent everything with good choices, but I take pretty good care of myself because I know it's important. Same thing with my teeth. I don't have any kind of dental coverage, so I have to pay out of pocket for dental, which is fine. But it means that I am religious about flossing and brushing my teeth and everything because I know that if I need anything done, it's gonna be expensive. When was the last time I saw a doctor in the US? I had to go to get it was a couple of months before I left, and I didn't want to, although apparently this would also cost me money if I did in Canada, but I had to go see a podiatrist to get my toe fixed because it was mashing itself into a pulp. So I had another, I forget what they're called, I've had like 4 or 5 of them now. Anyway, it's gross, but I had a podiatrist work my feet, and it cost me a bunch of money. I knew it would cost me money. I did not expect it to be that much money, but it had to be done. It had to be done. I was like up in the middle of the night in my own place by myself, looking at my foot, being like, well, I either DIY this or I call somebody, and I decided to call somebody. We don't have podiatrists in Canada. We have them. They're just not covered, as far as I can tell. I was poking around, and if anything, that makes it easier to get an appointment because you can just call an office and ask for an appointment. You don't even necessarily need a referral for some of this stuff. You can just kind of get one. It's like dentistry. It's like it's easier for me to get dentistry because it's not covered, or like I had an eye exam because I just paid for it. Like it made it easier. But yeah, it would have been expensive. Nowadays, I mean. I do my best. It's tough. Okay, I got my bag, I opened it, it had a thing that I didn't need, we're good. Yeah, I'm trying to keep the toe. I'm less attached to the toenail than I used to be. It's on real thin ice with me, it's caused me a lot more problems than benefits. Just get rid of the darn thing, I'll wear steel-toed boots all the time. But, yeah. No fun. Has it calmed down? I take care of it fairly often. I have some tools that I can use to kind of file it underneath the skin, which is as gross as it sounds, but it's better than it getting infected. So I have tools that I can disinfect and kind of dig around in there, and that helps if it's getting problematic. And I've also gotten very good at cutting it in precisely the correct way to not have it get irritated, which is not as easy as the diagrams would have you believe. It's just for my fellow, oh god, this is such a gross topic, fellow chronic ingrown toenail sufferers, I'm there with you. It's not your fault. People will blame you all day long, and you can easily make it worse, but you can also do everything right and still have your toes ruin your life. There's some they just naturally curve. They just naturally grow into your foot. Plus, I'm at an age now, and at a point in my life now, where I don't even need for my feet to be pretty. I think I was going to say people never see my feet, but that's not true. People see my feet in yoga. They're just not looking at my feet. Oh, I wonder if I got my toenails removed, if it would be a hard thing for when I'm on the front of my feet, though. I mean, probably not as bad as when the toenail's ingrown. We need a new topic. What else can we talk about? What else do we got? Refresh. Reset. How about those rep grinds, huh? Is anybody else digging through these mobs and doing this thing to try to get the rest of your, the rest of the Winds of Mysterious Fortune items? Am I the only one out here? Could realistically end stream. That is true. It is actually time. I can't believe that I spent that long talking about my toes. Toe tally. Finish your toothbrushing from earlier. Doing the one satchel thing, keep getting the same things over and over. I feel like for armor types, it's it's almost better to just because I'm almost always getting weapons from these bags. The blue ones are more likely to have armor in them. That is all the things. Crossbow, 6 days running on a hunter. Out there doing this too. I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to take my rogue and I'm going to start leveling her in Kazalgar questing to try to get A, the leather set, B, the dagger, and also C, the character leveled up in the first place so that I can use her to get the leather nightfall set. But if I finish that, then I'm going to pick another character, probably a male wearer, to level to do the same thing. Because at that point I won't have any weapons left and I'll probably want to focus on the blue bags. Not exactly unique appearances, but this is definitely the most ready way to find them. It's a timeless tourist set. That's kind of a dull mog set. Yeah, it's not very cool. I don't think I'm going to be using it much. All right, I will do one more and then I will wrap up for today. That sounds like a plan. I can't be the only person that has both an electric toothbrush and a manual toothbrush, and they use both within a given day. Not back to back, but like at different points in the day, because I feel like each one must get some amount of cleaning done that the other one doesn't normally get, because I probably use them in different ways. That can't be just me. Active rogue in WoW? I've heard they exist. Can you open all your locked chests? Besides, it's easier to travel with a manual one. I guess it's not impossible to travel with an electric one, but and I feel like it's easier just to pick it up for like a quick clean in between meals and stuff. Probably doesn't hurt. Yeah. I had a brief thought where I was like, what if I'm going through more toothpaste than I need to be? And then I'm like, it's not you. Don't blame yourself. The toothpaste tubes are smaller than they used to be. They got shrinkflated for sure. Ooh, bracers. I needed those. Progress. We're up to 81% of this stuff collected. 81%. Need 3 leather, 4 mail, 2 plate, and a chisel. A mysterious chisel. Alright. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow. What if I spend 20 cents a month more on toothpaste? It might be more than that. You would be surprised. I'll be back tomorrow morning and then here for a little teeny tiny bit on Friday, and then I'm gone for a while. So if I was going to say, if you like it here, then come by and soak it up. That's a weird thing to say. Anyways, that's the deal. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.